today's video, folks, we got a lot of news to cover. Some great news in regards to the injury front and Alim McNeill. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be the main subject of today's video. Jared Goff, he gets the NFC Player of the Week. Ravens players on the Detroit Lions showing some mad love. The media on the Lions as the narrative looks to be changing, and a trade idea for the NFL trade deadline by the Bleacher Report. We'll go ahead and go over that one and see how it works. But before we get into today's video, go ahead and do me a favor and smash that like button. It's easy to do so, and it helps get it out there. The Lions are facing the Ravens on Monday Night Football. Just giving over before we get into the main part, the Lions are underdogs at 4.5. The Ravens are the favorites at 4.5. So just in case you want to bet. Alim McNeill is doing really good, and this is per Justin Rogers. Alim McNeill notes that if he needed to suit up and play a game this week, this week versus the Ravens, he's confident he could. He also knows that the smart thing to do is to finish that 6 to 7% of recovery, particularly strengthening the muscles around the injury to a point where it is stronger and more stable than it has been before it went down. Alim McNeill is nearly healthy, folks. That is amazing. And he says he only got about 6 to 7% to go in regards to his recovery, and that is awesome. We're about to get reinforcements on that defensive line, and Alim McNeill is the biggest reinforcement of them all. So to know that he is going to be coming back relatively soon is great. Now, again, he's still got to get into football shape and all that type of stuff. Like I said there, he's got to build the muscle around the area that was affected, right? He's got to do all that. He's got to get in football shape. He's got to get in. That's fine. But he is nearly recovered, and that's great news. And he needs to be smart about it because a lot of people that have these injuries, they can repeat it with the other leg, or the other knee. So it's very important to be smart on this one. So just take your time on that other 6 to 7%. Make sure you're good to go, but it's great news for the Lions. Huge news to know that he's coming back so quickly. So show some love to Alim McNeill by placing a 54 in the comments. That's right. That's his number. Show some love to Alim McNeill. Jared Goff getting a lot of love. Why is that? Because Jared Goff is the NFC Player of the Week. So let's get into what he did this past Sunday. Wow. Well, this is so far. This is not just Sunday. This is also 2 weeks. 6 passing touchdowns, did 5 last week. 80% completion so far, first in the NFL. 11.9 completion percentage, that's second. 125.1 passer rating, third. EPA, 22.4. EPA per dropout, fourth. Best performance by a Lions quarterback since 1978. Are we not giving Jared Goff enough love? Now, I know the fans, we all celebrate and we say Jared Goff and the chants and everything. But Jared Goff has been ridiculous for the Lions. I think he needs a little bit more praise. I know a lot of people love the mobile quarterback, as I do. We like the ability to scramble, like the ability to extend the play, and that's where the media gives a lot of love to quarterbacks. Where do you get all the love? It's all the mobile quarterbacks. But as they fall in love with the mobility, they forget about accuracy, and they forget about the ability to retain information and to think and to process and diagnose a defense and just the leadership skills. They forget all that. And so you have teams that don't think about that. They're just going to go with ability. That's it. That's why you get the Richardsons. That's why you get the Caleb Williams right now. Everyone is so enamored with the scrambling ability, they forget about everything else. Now, in my opinion, is scrambling and mobile quarterback, that's an addition to what a quarterback needs to be. You need to be able to process, be accurate, and all that stuff, and then have that. It's an addition. That's why you see like a Josh Allen out there doing great, the Patrick Mahomes. But everyone forgets, just because you got mobility, Jared Goff is not good enough because is not mobile. That's not the case. You know, they first said that he can't do it without Sean McVay. That's proven wrong. Can't do it without Ben Johnson. That's proven wrong. You know, he's got small enough hands. He fumbles the ball. That's been, I don't know, his hand size are pretty small, but he doesn't fumble the ball. He can't play in the cold. He showed that. He can't play out a dome. He showed that. If he goes out there and does it again this year, like what he did last year, the year before, he has got to get his flowers at some point. He has got to. Any other quarterback would be getting it. You see enamored with all these other quarterbacks that they talk about. Goff just continues to put up gaudy numbers every single week. And yeah, you look at week one, you say that one kind of sucked. Well, for sure. But you got to look at the years of experience, right? It's not just a one-game thing with a player who has multiple years of experience. So I think that he deserves more love, at least in the main, than he probably gets. Let's go ahead and get those likes up. Let's get to 300 likes in this video. Smash that like button. Malachi Sarks of the Ravens showing a lot of love to Jared Goff. Says Goff's an elite quarterback in the league. I have much respect for him, Starks told the Ravens reporters Wednesday. So yes, I'd love to for sure. His on lines are very versatile. They've got a great group of guys, very well coached. They're elite. So like I said earlier, we have to have our P's and Q's, starts Swain. We have to be on the same page, have to communicate, but also just go out there and play ball, trusting our abilities and our training, and just go and do what we can. The Ravens are getting Jared Goff some love. The Ravens are showing him some love. So why can't the Detroit Lions? Why can't the big-time media give him some love? I don't know. When I'm not streaming on the weekend, I'm watching football, hanging out with friends and family. And of course, when you're doing that, you got to have excellent food, kind of like tailgating. And that's absolutely why I love Omaha Steaks. Omaha Steaks is USDA certified tenderloin steaks. Steaks with juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, plus tailgating favorites such as chicken wings and smash burgers and big deli-styled franks. And now during the Red Hot Sale event, you could get 50% off SciY on omahasteaks.com. Plus, our listeners get an extra $35 off with the promo code LIONS at checkout. These burgers are fantastic, folks, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very high in the sirloin steaks, and they're the very best that I've had in a long time. They offer unrivaled quality and a variety of every bite packed by their 100% guarantee. They're a family-owned company with over 100 years experience in the industry, so get fired up for fall grilling today with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during the Red Hot Sale event. And for an extra $35 off, place the promo code LIONS at checkout. That's 50% off omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code LIONS at checkout. So see the site for details. The Bleacher Report here did an article that the Detroit Lions should go ahead and make a trade before the trade deadline. Now you say, Mike, why are you talking about the trade deadline? Because I do think that the Lions should make a move before the NFL trade deadline, especially with Marcus Davenport and his injuries. We know that he can't stay healthy. It's been proven 1,000 times over. So I actually do like this by Knox of the Bleacher Report, and he put out there that the Lions should be scoring the market for any chance to upgrade the position from now until the trade deadline. One player to keep an eye on is New York Giants' Kayvon Thibodeau. He was recently listed as a trade candidate by the Bleacher Report, Christopher Knox, and the Lions were listed as a potential suitor. Here's the deal. The Giants get a second-round pick. The Lions get Kayvon Thibodeau. Now, second-round pick is quite high, considering that the Lions don't have that many early on draft picks, right? We got a first, we got the second, no third, no fourth, but we got 2 fifths, a fifth, 2 sixths, and 2 sevenths. So I think if the Lions were to have to give up something like a second round pick, maybe they get a third in return or a fourth in return. That's kind of how I would see this. But I approve. I approve the message of making a trade because we are so close. So close, and it just feels like we're one player away. And Thibodeau has done great this year so far. And they don't need him, and the Giants are going to suck. There's other teams out there. Maybe they could get the Trey Hendrickson for that 1 year he did for that 1 year, $28 million deal for the Bengals. They could suck. They lost their quarterback for 3 months. So, I don't know. That's type me. I'd love for the Lions to make a move because I don't trust Marcus Davenport. That is just me. Well, let's go ahead and get 300 likes in this video. It's easy to do, so smash that like button. So all in all, the Lions can make some moves. They have to, right? Is great, and also it came out in a lot of media poo-pooed the Lions, right? They've talked about everything in the offseason and that the Lions are going to take, and especially we lose week 1. But now it's kind of changed, especially after the Lions beat up on Ben Johnson the way that they did, 52-21. So the media now is starting to change their tune on the Lions. You've seen it in the power rankings. You've seen that just in the common sense era. So there is a change starting to occur. But it all look, Lions go out there and we do a 6-38 again, like we did in the Ravens a couple years ago. The narrative is going to come back, right? The fans are going to be upset, all of that. All the Lions got to do is go out there and show them that they're the Lions. And I do believe Malachi Starks really is an elite team, and they can beat the Ravens. Make no mistake about it, they can. They have the ability to do so. And we'll see if they can get it done. But if they go out there and they beat the Ravens on Monday Night Football, the narrative will completely change because the Ravens are a damn good football team too, and it's on the road. And if you look at the Lions' schedule, the Lions have that. Cleveland Browns, they're beatable. The Bengals, they just lost their starting quarterback. The Steelers don't scare me, right, in the AFC North. So I think the Lions have an opportunity to make some ground. If they win on Monday night, that would be great. That would be epic. It would be so good to see them get that W. Because if they do, I think the Lions can do pretty well this year. So give me your thoughts in the comments, folks. With that said, folks, adios.